It's a ring. It's 3 to 4 feet taller than reality. Its ropes are red, white, and blue. Its platform is blank stretched canvas. Commentators say it's built for a man. Promoters say there's room for my competitor and I. There's gloves and coaches and centers and punches, strategy, knockout, blood, sweat, and tears. Entrepreneurship is a boxing match. We, the women, know how to stay light on our feet. We slide through insecurity. We shuffle through sexual harassment. Me too. We dip and block, duck and land. Then suddenly, the predefined role of woman calls our name. Wife, feminist, mother, grandma, cook, auntie, babysitter, nasty woman, pow, right in the kisser. I lose balance, fall. Face against platform. I heard my ego crack when I realized that my male competitor has more mirrors in his dressing room. Commentators say, you're a woman, this is not your place. The referee counts down. You don't belong here. Stay down, he shouts. VCs fund people who look like them and I don't look like them. I didn't learn how to box in school. My parents are not boxers. Never learned how to coach or train. My life is just a corner. The referee shouts, 8, 7, 6. I breathe. This game is rigged. But I'm the only species on earth that can bleed for a month and not die. I am badass. Even if I bow out and get a corporate job, I would still make less than the man lording over my remains on this platform. 5, 4, 3, get up, Shelly. Pin a Nike commercial to your memory. Remember that you don't get in where you fit in until you get in, because fitting in is about character and getting in is about access. You're already in the match. Get up. Bite the hand that feeds you. Burn the bridges you never want to cross again. You got this. Slide, duck, jab, land. And remember, entrepreneurship is a boxing match. And you know how to stay light on your feet.
Welcome to the Black Girl Ventures Pitch Competition. I am Takia Ross, CEO of Accessmatize Makeup Artistry and owner of Kiki Thunder Cosmetics. And you are watching BGV Chicago Pitch Competition. BGV Pitch is the largest competition for Black and brown women founders in the world. We combine the premise of Shark Tank and Kickstarter to give you an opportunity to be a part of an entrepreneur's journey. The idea of BGV Pitch actually comes from Black history. In the early 1900s, during the Great Migration, white landowners raised the rent, and Black people threw rent parties to raise money to keep them in their homes. These were not just any parties. You had people like Langston Hughes, Fats Waller, and Duke Ellington helping with these events. Now here we are, our ancestors' wildest dreams, providing access to capital through engaging the community and entrepreneurship. Today, you will watch 8 awesome women pitch their business to a set of champions who will help you by asking questions to learn more about the company's pitching. The champions do not determine the winner. You do. You are the power. You will vote with your dollars for your favorite pitch at raisify.co. That's RAISIFY.co. On top of the capital raised from your votes, the third place winner wins $2,000. Second place wins $6,000, and the first place wins $10,000. So remember, you'll be voting at raisify.co. That's RAISIFY.co. Joining me today are my fellow co-hosts of the Shelly Bell Show, Sherelle Duncan and Shelly Omalade Bell, and our amazing guest host, Carmiana Eberly. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
All right, so we're going to get this thing started. But first, you got to give me a fun fact. Now, Carmiana, I'm not going to go over there. I'm going to start with Sherelle, and then I'm going to sweep down. Come on, Sherelle, come on.
Okay, so I don't know if this is really fun. It's more so like a weird thing that I do, but when I'm cooking, I smell everything. And I didn't realize I do that until my daughter actually pointed it out to me. I guess because I like to build the flavor, so I smell everything.
You can taste it. It's like you pre.
I don't even look at the bottle to see what it is. Yeah. I just smell it.
All right, I'm a skip because Carmiana's still thinking. I can see on the. I got you. You got one. Ooh, okay.
Okay. So on top of everything else that I do, I actually love performing. So I produce and direct a cabaret in Chicago.
Ooh, awesome! That's super cool fact. I like that one.
Okay. Omi?
Oh my goodness. My fun fact is I love hot air balloons.
Really?
Yes. I'm gonna retire as a hot air balloon pilot.
All right now, look at us out here being fun and factual. Now it's time to meet our founders. First up, we have Brittany Perry with Perryco Shoes.
Hey everyone, my name is Brittany Perry and I'm the founder of Perryco Shoes, a unisex footwear and accessories brand based in Chicago, Illinois. We are breaking barriers and inspiring style. Growing up, I loved sneakers. However, when I would go into footwear stores, there were never enough options for women. The sneaker market is saturated by sneakers made for and by men. There were few options marketed to women, so that resulted in me wearing men's sneakers. And I also saw there was a lack of women-owned sneaker businesses in the world. So that motivated me to launch my own brand. And I started Perryco Shoes with the mission of creating a genderless sneaker that can appeal to all styles and identities. Over the past few years, the sneaker market has seen a real boom. The global sneaker market was valued at approximately $79 billion in 2020, and it's predicted to reach around $120 billion by 2026. It's Perryco's goal to obtain 0.5% of the market share by 2027. Our first sneaker is called the Prelude Mid. It retails for $170. It's a versatile mid-top sneaker fit for both men and women alike. Our shoes are handmade using premium Napa cow leather. The insole is also lined with leather and finished with the classic Margam sole. Perryco provides unique value. Our brand is unisex, which can be marketed several different ways. Our sneaker, the Prelude, is a mid-top sneaker compared to other brands that are usually low top or high top. And Perryco also uses a zigzag pattern upper, neutral colors, as well as a contrast of different materials to allow versatility but still remain minimal. Our current revenue model is direct to consumer via our website, perrycoshoes.com, and our social media. We recently partnered with Macy's, and our shoes will be available on Macy's.com at the end of September. And we also do pop-ups and consignment with local boutiques. Traction. We've been featured in several different publications over the last year, such as Elle, Cosmopolitan, and Marie Claire. This provided a 200% increase in our online traffic. We saw a 115% increase in our sales from January to March. And overall, our shoes provide a 59% profit margin. Currently, I am a solopreneur, so I'm looking to expand my team as soon as possible. All in all, Perryco has made great strides, but with financial backing, I can take it to the next level. I'm asking for $400,000 to expand. That would be for hiring needs, such as public relations, operations, creative direction, social media, marketing for advertisement, photography, videography to increase our brand awareness. And lastly, research and development and inventory to replenish our current inventory and pay for merchandise fulfillment with our retailers. We also want to create new products as well. So let's break barriers together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brittany. All right. Who's going?
I have so many questions, but I'm going to try to stay with how are you going to scale this with the current way that you're selling and manufacturing them?
Yeah, so currently I'm direct to consumer, but I have secured partnerships with Macy's to do online sales. So I have the capacity with my manufacturer, so I don't hand make all of the shoes. I design them and they're manufactured over in China and Portugal. So we can produce anywhere from 100 pairs of shoes to 10,000 pairs of shoes. So I have the capacity and the bandwidth to make the shoes. I just need to up my team so that I don't have to do everything. So that would be what the funds would be used towards.
I'm curious to know. So when I hear solo, I just feel like I feel overwhelmed for you almost, especially with the things that you have coming up with Macy's and things like that. When people purchase the shoes, how long does it take for them to actually get the shoe? Do you have to do the shipping and all of that stuff, or does it come right from the manufacturer? I don't know if you said that or not.
Yeah, the shoes are shipped from my manufacturer to here. I have storage in Chicago. So anytime anyone places an order online, I'm able to ship immediately. So I have inventory on hand for that.
Great. Ms. Perry, I'd love to know a little bit about your marketing strategy. Who is your target audience? Is it Gen Z? Is it people who put comfort above everything else? I'd love to hear some of your next steps in marketing this.
Yeah, it's Gen Z and millennial. My top demographic right now is 25 to 34, followed by 18 to 24. So we're definitely seeing an increase in social media traffic. My goal is to invest in a public relations firm to do other marketing outside of just social media channels. So we're definitely seeing, especially with COVID coming through, comfort is top priority for a lot of people, and especially sneakers. So there's been a real need, especially with Gen Z. They really care about brand stories and who they're purchasing their products from. And I think a lot of people can relate to my story.
Brittany, what sets you apart from all of the other sneaker companies that are out there? There are so many sneaker companies on the market right now. What would you say sets you apart?
I would say that there are several different sneaker companies, but there are not many that are woman-owned or Black-owned. They're mostly, it's a male-dominated industry, so that's one thing. But also just the niche, I'm looking to be more of a minimal brand. A lot of sneakers out there today that are kind of in the same category as this sneaker, they all look the same. So I try to differentiate myself with my materials and the style to still be minimal but versatile, so that not only it doesn't only gear towards men, it can gear towards everybody.
All righty. Thank you so much, Brittany.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
All right. What we thinking? What we think?
You were gonna. What question were you gonna ask her?
I was gonna ask her.
Yeah.
If she raises all that money, who's her first hire, and how does she envision that role helping her take this to the next step?
Right.
Yeah, because I was a little concerned with, okay, if your market is 20-year-olds, but it's $170 sneaker,
Yeah.
that's a different kind of marketing, and it's a different kind of shoe and look,
Right.
or it's a different segment of people. So it's like, who is your target audience? I wasn't really clear. I mean, I think the price point points to who the audience is.
Right.
But other than that, she didn't really make it clear that my audience is,
Yes.
age is not enough to declare that audience with that price point.
I just want her to hire people to help her. Because this, I mean, with the whole Macy's thing, it's going to blow up even bigger for her. And I'm just thinking, I'm always thinking about the burnout, burning yourself out. And she does all the shipping herself and everything. It has to handle all of those things. I'm really interested in seeing how long it's going to take her. to hire a team
Yeah,
to deal with stuff, marketing, promotion, shipping. The shipping alone, dealing with orders alone, all of that is a lot. Packaging, all of that.
To vote, visit razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you love and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there is a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown women in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
Next up, we have April Roy with Finpack.
Hi, everyone. My name is April Roy, and I'm the founder and CEO of Finpack, where we take the oops out of unexpected periods. Did you know that almost half the world's population menstruates? Over 80% of menstruating people experience unexpected periods multiple times a year, some more than others. Now, ladies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You remember the exact time, the exact place, whether it was at school, work, out shopping, or even while traveling for that much needed girls trip. And it happens. It's that, I just got my period in public feeling. Now, here comes that unwanted anxiety and that unnecessary stress, all because of the lack of accessibility of menstrual hygiene care in spaces that we, women, and all menstruating people exist. So what's the solution? Well, at Finpack, we help businesses to improve productivity, to increase morale, but most of all, to create a more inclusive environment for their menstruating customers and employees. And we do this by providing a convenient, sustainable emergency kit that comes with one black panty, one pad, one tampon with plant-based applicator, one panty liner, one feminine wipe, one 2-tablet ibuprofen, and one dark chocolate mini for cravings. It's the perfect solution to every menstruating person's problem. Now, the global feminine hygiene product market garnered over $24 billion last year. We see about 10% of that being Finpack's addressable market. Now, our kits are sold in 4 sizes in a case of 20, prices based on volume. And our mighty team consists of myself, my CTO, and our new hire, our social media and marketing intern. Now, we've had features in the Democrat Gazette, AMP, Soiree Magazine. We graced the cover of Arkansas Business and was on this season of David Meltzer's 2-Minute Drill. We also have a product trademark, a design patent. We partner with a swim school, a museum, charitable organizations, and recently we just received our lead investor for a raise. Now, our competitors include Kimberly-Clark, Lola, and period underwear company Thinks. But what gives us a competitive advantage is that our 7-in-1 convenience kit is first to market in the period care space, allowing menstruators to live, work, and play without fear, period. So today, we're seeking one of 3 prizes that we'll use towards our raise to hit those key milestone goals, like obtain our FDA registration or G10 barcodes, as well as obtain B2B and enterprise customers. So join us in making Finpack available to every menstruating person around the globe by ending the stigma surrounding periods, as well as doing our part to end period poverty. To learn more, visit our website at finpack.com. Let's change the world.
Thank you so much. All right, here we go.
You were talking about, there was a slide with all of the different places that an oops could happen. I'm a little bit confused. Is this B2B or B2C or both? And then what's your tactic for, kind of attacking both of those with, of course, limited bandwidth as an entrepreneur?
Yes, so we are a B2B customer. We feel as the customer ourselves, we understand that this problem exists as women. And so that because of that, when we talk about where we are, like the places that we're in, they kind of forget about us. We are sometimes the largest consumer in these spaces. We are sometimes the most employees, but yet when it comes to adequate menstrual hygiene care, that is what we're missing. And so that is our goal, is to create menstrual hygiene care, make it accessible in every space that women exist. So again, in spaces like travel and hospitality industry, the convenience space, the military, as well as the outdoor industry, women's sports, pretty much everywhere. And so we have attacked those by targeting our low hanging fruit. And so those for us is XNA Airport, the 21C Hotel, as well as Tyson's Foods and Simmons Foods. And so right now we're in talk with those people, with those businesses in the moment.
When people go to your site to purchase, do they have the option to sign up for a subscription, or do they have to continue to come back to order?
No, we just implemented a subscription model. And for our product, we also we're working on a digital dispenser so that we can send those dispensers out that are already packed, and they'll just receive one monthly that they can hang on their wall and easily dispense.
There was a time where you had tampons in the bathroom. There was a time when you had, those things, bathrooms, hotel. Like, there was a time when people did invest in it. And I'm not saying it was everywhere, because we know that's not real, right? And I'm not saying that this is not necessary. But what I am saying is, have you studied to find out what happened there, and then looked at how would that affect you in terms of where you're trying to go to market?
Yes. So to go back to your question, the B2B model for the subscription service are for B2B customers. So like our corporate offices. So that's what I mean. Like they can hang them on the bathroom walls for their employees. And so, yes, we have thought about that. We have started to tackle it through a DEI standpoint. Because that doesn't just include, that just isn't based on race, or that is also based on gender. So we have started to talk to companies about that, their HR department and their benefits, on how we can make it that way so that companies can invest into their human capital.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
This is so great, but she does not understand business. The customer doesn't dictate that.
Right.
You dictate that.
Yeah.
Because in that case, I could just buy a bunch of them and go out and sell them.
Right.
No, you got to have wholesale certificates. You got to, like, you can't just let somebody buy your product and they decide what they want to do.
Right.
I mean, this is an easy fix, though. We can coach her up real quick. Like, hey, okay.
I know you said this, but that's not what you be saying.
That's right. We can do that. She going to be fine.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Sharice Cornegay with Leaky Friday.
Imagine being able to talk to your favorite brand the same way you were able to talk to your best friend. Imagine being able to tell your favorite brand everything that you want, and that brand delivers just that. Hello, everybody. My name is Sharice Cornegay, and I am the owner and founder of Leaky Friday Cosmetics. My brand isn't just a brand, it's a living, breathing beauty community where we all come together and we talk about and create the products that we want to see. And as you can see, that gorgeous pink shadow is gorgeous pink highlighter is something that we came up with together in our beauty community. In addition to those products, we like to solve problems for our community members. One member talked about how much she loved wearing gloss, but she hated how drying and sticky it was. So we created Diamond Gloss. What I'm wearing now, it feels and wears like a balm, but it looks like a gloss. It's non-sticky, ultra moisturizing, and comes in these incredible finishes. Another great product is our color changing products. I'm wearing some now. I don't know if the camera's clear, but you can see that this is a dual chrome that switches from bronze to gold, perfect for fall. This is something that someone was talking about. All their palettes look exactly the same. Well, these palettes are going to look a little different with these amazing colors. Our color changing products change from 3 to 5 colors, and we have a ton of them. Another member was talking about how much she loved putting little crystals on our eyes, but they took forever to do. We created a crystal creaser. We got incredible traction on this, 400,000 views on Insta. And one girl wore it to a party and she was like a celebrity all night. It's literally a sticker. You pop it on and it looks like 3 hours of crystal work. Another member was talking about how she hated putting a white base down just so her pigments will look vibrant. We created pigments that don't require a white base to look good. We've had some incredible traction. 2,000 orders with 3.4 thousand units shipped to over 34 countries, 66,000 in sales with an 80% profit margin, 155,000 site visits, and a 955% sales increase from 2019 to 2020. So we are growing. And the media isn't just bringing us up. They are recommending us. Birdie, who collectively has 1 million community members, called us the best shimmer gloss along with some billion-dollar brands. Elle called a look that I was wearing featuring one of my products the ultimate glam. And the Today Show called us the best cream shadow. Other media features include Saria, HuffPost, and TV Tokyo. Our target demographic is fun-loving, educated, but flashy. They like to go out. They like to be involved in the communities that represent their interests. They're very, very fashionable. They like shopping on Amazon and they love Instagram and TikTok. Quick market snapshot. We got independent beauty brands grew 40% in 2020, which is incredible considering all that happened in 2020. We grew 40% more than global brands. So there's a lot of territory up for grabs within the next couple of years, namely by 2025. We assessed an 8% attainable market, but Leaky Friday is looking for anywhere from 2 to 4%. Online beauty sales are growing. 48% of sales will be online. The online market is growing, especially with everything that's happening. Quick competitor analysis. We have affordable products that are community sourced. We are 100% Black owned, and we have product customization, and we are vegan. Our strategic plan is just a little snapshot here. We plan to increase our e-commerce and outreach by expanding to Amazon. We want to do more than just sales on our site. We want to expand to Instagram and Facebook shops for now. And then in 2022 to 2024, we want to increase our product range. We want to do fun stuff like color changing nail polishes, more eyeshadows, more styles for our crystal creaser. Influencer and celebrity marketing is also on the roadmap. And we're also looking for retail placement and standalone stores from 2025 to 2027. Our goal here is to raise $175,000 to get to the next level in our business. Marketing and PR, loyalty programs, product line expansion, user experience improvements, and inventory procurement are on the list for us. And thank you so much for taking the time to hear me out today. I'm so excited to be here. You guys have no idea, and may every day feel like a Friday.
Thank you, Cherise.
Thank you.
All right, Leaky Friday.
I like it.
All right,
I like
Carmiana.
I don't even wear don't let this face fool you.
Okay.
Experts did this, okay? I love adding the community element to it. I think it's a really cool twist. You're entering a really crowded space with makeup.
Absolutely.
So, taking your inspiration from the community problems and issues they're running into, I think is a great thing. My question for you is, you kind of described it almost like someone has a complaint or has an idea and then you whip it out like it's Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory or something, right? So my question is more about R&D. How do you prioritize what products you want to invest in creating, and how are you thinking about that in terms of scalability? Because not everything is going to cost the same to research and develop, right? So I'd love to hear a little bit more about how you're thinking about that.
Well, I go with the community response. I test all my products out first for weeks, and I'll see how it wears, how it looks, how people respond to it. Like the Crystal Creaser was the first time I posted it, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. Elle Magazine ended up reposting us to their page. When I get responses like that, that's how I know, okay, this is a product that I need to invest in. And it's not always that big. Sometimes it's you go to an event or, a family thing and they're like, oh my God, what is that you have on? When you're getting that response, that's how I judge which products I move forward with. And in terms of scalability, again, focusing with, a laser point on products that get the most, exciting responses, that's how we stay focused and that's how we approach product expansion.
So how much do you pay or how much equity are you giving to the person that came up with the idea?
The person that came up with the idea? We come up with every idea together. Everything comes up together. I've had people comment in the group say, oh, it would be cool if you did this. But it's never been an investment in terms of them. But I do send things to them. If they ask me for equity, I'm more than happy to send it. But right now we're very, very small.
Because I love the community part. I think the challenge that you might run into if you get bigger, badder, and now everybody's talking about you, is somebody saying, well, I came up with that. I told her that.
Nope. No. That's not how. Well, if someone says, hey, I'm having a hard time doing this, that's not, oh, I came up with this product. There's a difference between someone saying, hey, I'm having a hard time with this, and them actually inventing the solution. So they'll say, hey, I don't like how this wears or how this feels, and I go and do the majority of the work and come out with the product. For instance, the crystal creaser. Somebody didn't like putting on crystals. That was it. That was the end of their sort of, interest or investment in putting together the product. I did all the R&D. I tested the product out. I did literally 99% of the work. They don't come up with the products. They talk about what they don't like, and I go and find ways to fix it.
I'm curious to know, I didn't see you talk about a team. Do you have a team that helps you?
My team is mostly myself and my family. I also hire part-timers to come in when we have high order volume. Last year, we had a really, really heavy surge in orders that I've never seen before, and we did hire part-timers. So I have myself and a couple of family members help me out with orders.
Okay.
All righty. Thank you so much.
All right.
I'm worried too.
Yeah.
She didn't take feedback very well in terms of just like absorbing what you were saying and thinking about, I'm trying to mitigate risk for you, right? Like,
she has great products though. Like have you ever seen
I've never seen the crease. I wanted to see, I wanted to see it. Like I wanted, let me see I want to put it on.
I've never seen the color changing.
The duochrome.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
I think that was really, really cool.
I think again, it's about who you have in your circle, and we've talked about it, mentorship and guidance. And understanding business. A lot of times you fall into these things because you have a passion for it or you love it.
Yes.
And then it's like you find a way to do it.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you have a business. And then you got to figure out how to grow this thing.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you love and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there is a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown women in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
Our next founder is Tiana Harris with Digital Kente.
Hello, my name is Tiana, and through my design studio, Digital Kente, I encourage self-pride and self-expression in people of melanin-rich cultures. Ladies, can you tell me how many plain, boring black leggings do you own? Were they your go-to item while you were working from home? Do they spark joy? Do they make you feel proud to be a Black woman? Do they hug your curves in the right way? The athleisure world is winning right now with consumers, as we all spend more time at home seeking to find comfort in an uncertain world. The current valuation of athleisure market in the US is almost $200 billion, and it's projected to keep growing year after year by 9%, so that by 2024 it could be worth up to over $500 billion. Unfortunately, due to a lack of diversity and in leadership within fashion, and just lack of diversity in fashion artists, a lot of leggings look the same. And when apparel items have print designs applied to them, they all look the same as well in an effort to quote unquote stay on trend. Since our launch, Digital Kente has carved out a slice of this market and set our own trends. You can find at least 1,000 curvy men and women around the US and abroad who adorn themselves in our digitally dope prints. We've accomplished this by creating one-of-a-kind surface designs for people as vibrant as their color choices. By combining modern craft with ancestral patterns, we remix textile motifs of melanin-rich cultures from around the world. This technique creates prints that tell a story. Patterns that are bold, multidimensional, culturally aware, and unapologetically colorful. In addition to creating our own athleisure items, we know that brands are in need of a unique print design to add value to their products. So when you invest in Digital Kente, you are investing in diversifying the fashion market from the source to give creative execs options when making key design decisions. Anything that has a surface, a Digital Kente print can be applied to it. I want Digital Kente to grow and thrive as the premier design studio for culturally relevant print designs. So far, we've hired this amazing, extremely diverse team of artists with over 7 decades of design expertise combined. But we need more help. So our fundraising goal will allow us to hire more designers, we'll attend trade shows every year to acquire more brand partnerships, to garner more licensing deals, and of course to continue to develop our highly rated, award-winning ankle crop legging into a whole athleisure system of multifunctional, multi-seasonal, eco-friendly products. So, do you still want those black leggings? I hope you choose Digital Kente, your purveyors of digital dopeness. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiana. Okay, here we go. Digital Kente. Oh, Sherelle. Oh, I thought. Go ahead, Sherelle. You took it.
So I'm a little confused. Is it only leggings or because I saw pillows there too. So what is it that you're actually selling?
We sell a variety of products. We started with athleisure, so we started with leggings. That was our very first product, were leggings. And then we expanded into home decor. We have leggings for men and for women. It's print design. Digital Kente is all about the print, similar to, let's say, a Rifle Perryco or a Marimekko design studio, if you're familiar with that. They are all about the print artwork. People know them. Think of Lily Putlitzer. People know Lily Putlitzer for the artwork, but they also know that they sell resort-related clothing. But the artwork can literally go on anything, any surface.
So I think that marketing here is everything then, right? So you talked to me about leggings and my entire train of thought was about leggings. Like, they're doing leggings. How are you going to compete with that market? I had no idea that you also branched out into all these other types of industries. So
I was told to focus on one thing, and so I focused on that since that was our first product. But absolutely, the prints can be applied to all types of products.
Okay, then I'd say maybe tweak the message a little bit so it's more focused on the prints, less focused on perhaps where the prints can be applied necessarily, just so that we know this is textile forward. We're talking about interesting, historically accurate textile prints from people's backgrounds and histories, right? Like, that's what makes you guys really cool, and that you're putting those on different things that people consume, wear, have in their household, and see. So definitely tell that story a little bit more so it doesn't get lost.
Okay, thank you.
I think the digital part is what I'm trying to figure out. So is it just that, I go to the site, I pick a print, and I can pick whatever I want it on? Is it that I go to the site and I'm picking a print that's already on something? Because I think what makes it, is it digital because you're designing them online? And if so, how does that make it authentic Kente cloth? I guess I'm trying to understand,
It's not necessarily about Kente cloth. It's Digital Kente, that's one word. So it's just the name of my style of surface design. And yes, they are created on the computer. So it's vector, repeat-ready print artwork. So when you go to Digital Kente shop, as a consumer, you are shopping your favorite print artwork that we will market. So like right now, we have these new prints that I've just created that celebrate the carnival culture of the Caribbean and Brazil. And so you'll see the new prints, like, we do ads or on social media, you'll see the new prints, like, oh, I love that print, that's dope. I'll go to Digital Kente shop and I'll buy a legging or I'll buy a pillow with that print. Now, as a business client, then I would come to you as from a business B2B perspective, I would come to you and ask you, what is your new collection? What industry are you trying to serve? It could be women's wear, it could be men's wear. And then from there, we have a conversation about, well, what type of print styles are you looking for?
Thank you so much, Tiana.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I appreciate it. Thank you.
When she said you could have it printed on other things, I kind of got excited because I wish she would have led with, you can have, we digitally print,
It's custom.
Yes, right. That's what I was just like.
But she didn't maximize that moment because I'm like, well, tell me more, right? The name says what it is. She didn't say what it is.
I was really, I was really looking for that.
I mean, even the first slide of her deck was someone in leggings. So I'm thinking this is fitness.
Right. This is 3 slides. At least. Yeah.
I'm thinking this is all about fitness. So, and then I saw a pillow.
I think
And
it's
then I
just,
got confused.
I think it's just marketing.
Yeah,
like
like you
said. I
said.
think it's just switching your language.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a disconnect. Like I
Yeah.
think we lead with what we think people want to
Yeah.
hear instead of like really sitting in the beauty of what we do have. Like that's some dope stuff you got.
Yeah, she got some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our next founder is Angelica London with Leaky Artbox.
Hello, my name is Angelica London. I am an artist, educator, and CEO behind Leaky Artbox. Leaky Artbox is a company dedicated to focus on creating with an emphasis on non-subscription and subscription art boxes that tap into the creativity of every novice and expert artist. We do that through step-by-step directions in our boxes and live instruction on Zoom. We also have a philanthropic component to every sale. We were created during the pandemic in April 2020 as a pivot to in-person paint parties. So we identified 3 problems. 1, it was difficult to connect to loved ones and colleagues. 2, there's a need to focus on self-care and develop self-care routines. And 3, there was a missed opportunity to raise funds for minority college-age art students. But no worries, we found those 3 solutions. We do live instruction on Zoom and in person. In fall of 2020, we created a subscription box that promotes routine self-care, and a portion of our proceeds goes to a scholarship fund for college-age minority art students. We have 2 target markets, women ages 30 to 60 who enjoy leisurely painting in their spare time, mothers with school-aged children who want to expose their child to a creative outlet. Our business model includes 2 boxes, a digital download option. Each has a subscription length based on your desired preference, ranging from 1 month up to a year. We also have a non-subscription art box option, which can be sold to organizations for private paint parties. Our traction is vast over the last year. We've sold over 4,000 art kits. We have a contract with Wonder Museum. We are featured product in their gift shop. And in the fall of 2020, we added the subscription box. And we're currently in the process of working on an on-the-shelf product for mass retailers. Our marketing strategy, we use many different forms of marketing. Word of mouth, e-newsletter, our website, and our social media handles are just a few. Our team is small but mighty. Myself, the CEO, and Joanna, our virtual marketing assistant. Our subscription boxes have a project sheet that includes QR codes that direct subscribers to YouTube video tutorials. Our boxes also include all necessary materials to complete themed paintings each month. We love surprising our subscribers with surprise products each month to enhance their experience. In our August box, we included a wine tumbler and a cocktail sample. Myself, I am a working artist and art educator on the south side of Chicago. I create the step-by-step directions and video tutorials. And in a former life, I was a visual merchandiser at a major art store, which helped me develop my knowledge of product acquisition. We are creating a masterpiece and we want to take you along for the ride. We're seeking a $100,000 investment to help with the cost of creation of our on-the-shelf product and to hire employees. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. We hope to ignite your creativity soon.
Thank you so much.
So I love this idea. And I know, and when the pandemic started, people were thinking about things to do. And so this was one of the things that I've came across on social media. So I would like to know what sets you apart and why should they choose Leaky Artbox as opposed to the other people on social media?
Sure. A lot of our competitors are more focused on watercolor painting. There's only a handful of acrylic paint kits, and I am the only minority-owned company in that space. So that's a draw. I also, as I stated in the presentation, I'm an elementary school art teacher. So I teach kindergarten through 3rd grade art. So I'm very well versed on a daily basis of how to give explicit, clear directions. So the draw is that my directions are very easy to follow. Anyone from age 6 and up can tackle one of my boxes pretty easily. Even without the instructions, they can just jump right in. And we just make things fun. Our word of mouth advertisements have been in our favor. those partnerships with Pfizer, those partnerships with Jack and Jill in Chicago have all been due to word of mouth. So people hire me for private parties, corporate parties, and have spread the word because of that. So that's been our biggest calling card.
So one quick question. In regard to, I noticed that you said that you one of your target markets is moms with school-aged children. So what kind of direct marketing are you doing to this population, considering that a lot of students are not back in the classroom and some of them are now coming out of in-person classes and coming home? You have a large homeschooling community as well, with parents who have decided not to send their children back at all. So what kind of marketing are you doing to expand that portion of your business, considering all that's happening in the world right now?
Yes, we have targeted Google ads. So those demographics are placed in those ads. And so we've been popping up on those commercials that we hope that people don't skip. But the turnaround has shown that brand of marketing has been working. So we have 2 ads that are in targeted Google for that demographic, and one of which has people signed up for the mailing list. And so those numbers have skyrocketed since that ad has been placed on Google. And then the second is a link directly to our shop on our website.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What do we do when we hear I'm the only person who does this, and I know that it's more people that do that? Because I have a friend who does this, but the difference is she doesn't do kids. That's what I was looking for her to say, because everybody was doing this. It was a few people doing this, but they were doing sip and paint for adults. And it wasn't even about the kids. So I was more so looking for her to say, I'm the only one that offers this to kids.
But even that wouldn't be true. But I never say I'm the only one. I say I'm number one. But I don't say I'm only one. And we got data to better, we number one. But I would say that, I tell founders, actually, it's risky for you to be the only one. You want to be able to say you have competitors because you want to say, I learned from them and I'm doing it better. If there's nobody in your space, it means you're learning all the things. That means you want me to invest in you learning all the things. That's not, that doesn't really make sense. And, competition is what drives business.
Yeah.
To vote, visit Razorify.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you love and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there is a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown women in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
Our next founder is Tamika Norris with Capable Clothing.
Capable Clothing is an apparel company that specializes in adaptive clothing for individuals with special medical needs and individuals living with a handicap. Working exclusively in spinal cord injury for the past 10 years, I found many obstacles that made my job difficult. Getting a patient up and dressed in many instances could take well over 30 minutes. After finally getting a patient situated in their wheelchair, I've had many patients tell me they had to use the washroom. Therefore, I had to lift the patient back in the air, put them back in bed, undress them, straight cat them to empty their bladder, and start the process all over again. In 2011, I created the Capable Pant exclusively for my patients. After searching the market for a similar product, I realized there wasn't anything on the market like my pant, so I secured the utility and design patent. In recent years, many designers have jumped on the adaptive apparel bandwagon without acknowledging the medical function that must accompany these garments. The Capable Pant is the perfect balance of fashion and function. I made the pant lower in the front, higher in the back, for comfort and patient dignity. I removed the pockets to reduce skin breakdown. I've added paracord to the zipper pulls, which assist a patient in zipping and unzipping the pant without assistance. I've used reinforced lift loops that assist in lifting, turning, and repositioning patients, which is a back saver for your nurses and caregivers. I've created a false front that opens large enough to straight cath using sterile technique, empty an implanted medical device, and change incontinence underwear. My first small batch of pants sold out at the Chicago Abilities Expo, leading to reviews such as, "If we could have given an award for the most mind-blowing invention, we would have given it to Capable Clothing." The apparel industry is an $805 million industry with a projected growth rate of 1.8%. The adaptive apparel industry is a $50 billion industry with a 2.3% growth rate. My plan is to increase online sales, develop strategic partnerships, and sell business to business. I am asking for $250,000 in funding to get these pants out to wounded veterans, the elderly, and individuals living with spinal cord injury. My team is ready to make Capable Clothing a movement. Thank you.
This is awesome. I mean, shout out to you for, having the design and the utility patent. My question was, is it pants, shorts? Like, have you thought about making something shorter? Because I also would say, to put on a whole pant could also be a challenge. So how are you thinking about that part of it? I get the zip down part. I think it's just genius. But but having to put the whole pant on was my concern too.
Well, all of my patients wear pants every day anyway. Most of them are restricted to a jogging pant, something that isn't very flattering. So the Capable pant is just like the other pants. It slips on like a jogging pant, but it has the appearance of something more formal. I don't currently have a short at this time, but as I make more products, that would be in my line.
I'm very intrigued by this, and the reason I'm intrigued by this is because of my dad is currently restricted to, my mom has to help him, and so this is amazing. And I'm curious to know, who are you marketing to? Are you marketing to just in the Chicago area? Are you on social media and you're all over? Because I've never heard of this before, and I wish I would have heard of this sooner, because I think it's a really dope invention, honestly.
Thank you, and that is a great question. No, I am not exclusively in the Chicagoland area. Thanks to social media, I am selling all over the country. My customer is mainly on the internet. They're not out in the mall fighting for parking spaces or standing in line. They are at home on their computers, and I am blessed to be able to seek my patient out on a national level.
So are you doing primarily marketing to the consumer or the caregivers and the families? Is that correct?
No, ma'am. I am actually marketing directly to my patients. And many patients have, a family member or a loved one that takes care of them. But the problem is twofold and the solution is twofold. But since I'm such a fledgling company, I am currently just marketing to the patient.
So are these pants unisex? So is it for men and women can wear the same pant, or is it different pants for men and then another pant for women?
I have two separate cuts because, women, we are curvy standing up, but we are most definitely more curvy when we sit. So I have a women's cut that has a little more room in the hips and the buttocks area when you sit, because the pants is primarily made for sitting. And the men's have a completely different cut that is designed exclusively for a man's body.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies.
This would be so great for my dad.
Yeah.
All
so,
on my
so
knees.
great for my dad.
And like I would love to connect her to some different partners that we have.
Definitely.
I mean, I was just thinking, you know, when you find a great product, some of the other stuff you'd be like, okay, girl,
Right,
boom.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that's how I felt. I was
We'll
like,
work on it, but
we'll figure out the rest, okay? Some things you gotta figure out, but we'll figure that out, okay?
It's really, really good. And I think it's because most of us know somebody who needs
Yes.
some sort of
Yes.
assistance,
Yes,
you know,
for sure.
and just to be able to give them that dignity.
you can go into children's too.
Yeah, I know.
Hospitals.
Oh,
There's so
oh
much.
my
That would be
goodness, you
super
took
dope.
it there.
Sky's the
Yeah, she
limit.
went
This
somewhere else.
is, yeah.
Our next founder is Brianna McCarthy with Bryn Brows.
$80.5 million. That's the number of people last year that spent their money to fill in their brows with brow products. 388 million. That's how much people spent last year on lash enhancing products, lash nectars and lash serums to grow their lashes. $3.8 billion is what we will spend this year on products that will grow our hair. Introducing Bryn Brows. Bryn Brows exists to answer the pain point of those who have thinning or sparse brows, lashes, and hair and are looking for a safe and effective solution to help them flourish. So I am Bree. I am the founder of Bryn Brows. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, and I am the solopreneur behind the brand. So I owned a beauty bar in 2020 and had to close the door, so I had no choice but to pivot. And when I tell you I had to pivot hard, I took the one product that I had formulated to use on my clients, and I decided to take it to market and to give it everything I had. That pivot led me to launch another 11 products in 17 months with amazing profit margins between 70 and 90%. That pivot also led me to the pages of Oprah Magazine, Vogue Magazine, Essence, Good Morning America, and The View. And it's also led me to my most recent partnership with a daytime talk show host selling our product online. So how have we done? In our 9 months of being in business in 2020, we did over 40K. We took a step back to see what worked, and we poured gasoline on that. This year, we've already 5x our business, and we are projected to hit 400K, which means we will 10x our business this year. I've done this all as a solopreneur with very limited resources. Imagine what I could do if I had a team and money. So my ask today is for $550,000. That will help me pour gasoline on the model that is growing. We'll hire staff, we'll diversify our sales channels, and we will turn this brand into the multi-million, or should I say multi-billion-dollar brand that I know that it's going to be. I thank you so much for your time and consideration, and I look forward to your questions.
Thanks, Bree. My question for you is, when you're asking for that kind of money, like where's most of that money going? Or can you talk about the segmentation of how you're going to spend that?
Sure. $200,000 of that will go towards our hiring. As I said, I'm a solopreneur, and I need to hire a director of operations, fulfillment, production team that will help secure their salaries. I would say $250,000 of that will also go towards advertising. We're doing really well with online social media advertising, and we want to take that to the next level. So that will help us to diversify to also move into Pinterest, Yahoo, YouTube, and also Google to diversify our video ads, as well as give us an influencer budget. And the remaining bit of that will be used to help us increase our investment in our inventory to help us drive our costs down even more.
Yeah, I'm curious about some of the numbers. So you said you made $40,000 this year.
Yeah, well, last year, 2020.
You made $40,000 last year, and then you 5x that this year, and then you're gonna make $500,000 by the end of the year.
So by the end of the year, we'll do 400K. We have a partnership with a daytime talk show host, and they gave us like a projection of what we'll make. So that combined with our normal sales on our website, as well as our earnings from the fourth quarter, will get us to 400K this year. I normally do 100K each, 100K or more with each activation I do with the talk show host.
So in 2020, you didn't do any activations with the talk shows?
I have done The View and Good Morning America and a program called 40 Boxes. So
So
to date,
the 40K. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So 40K was on my own with no help. This year we are at over, I want to say $225,000, and that has been for our website, The View, Good Morning America, Essence, and 40 Boxes. So we have another one coming up in October that we are looking to. The projected numbers from their team is about $150,000 from that, plus our sales from. We do about $30,000 ourselves on our site. So we're looking to maximize that over the Black Friday, in the fourth quarter in general.
So I'm trying to understand, like, your numbers and the way you're looking at your growth and the way you're looking at your investment in the hiring part. Spending almost half of the capital that you would invest on hiring could sound risky to an investor unless you have, like, hiring experience that you can talk about. So I think I'm trying to figure out, like, how do we sustain you? Like, you get 100K and then, okay, that's gone after you put that into the 17 products you got, right? And then you get, so tell me more about how the business of this is working.
So we have 3 hero products that are our bread and butter. That is our hair oil, our brow serum, and our lash necklace. Those are the things that we hang our hat on. So what has happened this year, we grew so fast on other people's platforms that we decided to put that same effort into, I'll say we as in me because it's just me, into our site. So at this moment, I make $25K per month, and that is growing month over month by $10,000 month over month. So this coming activation, the projected numbers are the conservative numbers is $150,000. But while we're doing these large shows, we're also looking to build our platform up to those numbers regularly. We're going to do that through regular advertising. Facebook has been doing really, really well for us. Our next goal is to do Pinterest advertising, which has a lower cost, and also YouTube and Google. Our job right now, or our focus, I should say, is on getting those numbers outside of these large activations to make us more sustainable and be able to stand the test of time.
I really want to know about her expenses, like bringing in that amount of revenue
a month.
What are you spending on
that? Was my question.
That?
Mine too.
You know, like
when I heard
well,
25K, I'm like, why are you doing this by yourself?
I said, "Ooh, girl, you about to tell me about it." And I didn't get it.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a handle on her numbers. Like, she does not have a good handle on her numbers. Because if you make $25,000 a month, I know I make $25,447.27. Like, you know your numbers, and you know what your margins are. You know how much you're spending, how much you're putting out. You know why you can't hire. Is it because your overhead is too high, your website, your inventory, that sort of thing. So I think she doesn't quite have a handle.
Or this is her first time making $25,000, and it's not every month.
Right.
That's the other thing, because I was like, you must have just started it, and you're worried that it may not sustain. So it's like, I can't necessarily say I can hire because it might not be here 2 months from now. But you got these big activations coming up. Also, y'all know how it is when you get a boom. You get a boom, and you're like, I don't know what to do.
I know. Okay. All right.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you love and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown woman in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
Next up, we have Dr. Christine Iswakor with Cyber Pop-Up.
Most people don't know that 1 out of every 3 small businesses that gets hacked ends up shutting down as a result. Hi, I'm Dr. Christine Iswakor, and I'm excited to introduce you to my company, Cyber Pop-Up, which is an on-demand freelance platform for cybersecurity services. Now, before I jump in, I want to start with a quick question. How did you spend your favorite New Year's Eve? Were you maybe watching fireworks, maybe partying with friends? These are all really normal ways to celebrate New Year's Eve. But I'm going to tell you about Chris's atypical New Year's Eve. You see, while you were out maybe popping bottles of champagne, Chris was at home stressed out because they had major cyber issues that could shut their company down. And so Chris was up all night working to fix these issues alone. But Chris isn't alone. 76% of companies experienced a breach in the last year, yet most companies don't have access to a cyber expert. And that's a problem because no matter what your cybersecurity issues are, this is serious business. It's also a highly specialized field. And so when you think about options people try using today, traditional freelance platforms like Upwork or Fiverr are not vetted, nor are they specialized in this field. On the other hand, large traditional consulting firms are trustworthy and deliver great results, but are too expensive and slow for small businesses. And so that's where we come in. Cyber Pop-Up is the first to market platform that connects you with vetted experts right when you need them the most. We offer subscriptions and fixed price projects. Either way, once you submit your support request, high quality freelancers get the job done. Now we target small and medium-sized businesses. There are 30 million in the US, but we're focusing on the ones who feel this pain the most. They don't have a cyber expert in-house and they are begging for help. Our secret weapon to reach that 1 million customers is through channel partnerships. So closing deals with just 2 partners in our pipeline would bring us approximately 4,000 customers valued at up to $43 million in revenue. And then we rinse, repeat, and scale up from there. And so where are we today? Well, in pre-revenue engine mode, we've managed to deliver on over 170K in projects, all with a 100% success rate. And big names are recognizing the innovation and impact and are enlisting to help. And so today, we're in a position where we have a multi-million-dollar pipeline on hold, and all that stands in our way is an investment in our technology and our people. And so any grants that we win right now are acting as a critical bridge of funding to get us to our seed round. Now back to Chris and that faithful New Year's Eve. So that was not a fictitious story. I am Chris. That is how I rang in my 2015 New Year's Eve. And so I know what it's like to be in the trenches, but I'm also obsessed with this industry, and that's proven in my background. I was the youngest student and first African-American woman to earn a PhD in security engineering and have a decade of Fortune 100 experience in cybersecurity. And so my team and I are all working tirelessly towards our vision, which is to be the most trusted platform for cybersecurity services and empower businesses to maybe, just maybe, make that champagne toast at midnight after all.
Thank you. All right, champions. Here we go. Who's up?
Chris, you don't know who I am, but I am your ICP. I'm the director of operations at a startup. And right now, we are trying to figure out how, without a CISO, are we going to meet the requirements for cyber information and data security that our customers require of us. However, when I'm interviewing or trying to talk to experts about these kinds of programs, word of mouth for me means everything, because when you're talking about security, you're talking about like security, right? So when you're using the term freelancers, like I'm pulling away, because how can I trust just any, am I trusting this platform and this site? And you guys are vetting these freelancers or these experts, perhaps you want to call them, maybe you want to think about that. But how can I put my trust in what you're creating? Because it's a market where you've got a lot to prove, right? If one thing goes wrong, then, your business could be brought down and someone else's business could really, really suffer. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the question. This is actually something that we got feedback on very early on when I first brought this idea out to the market. And so we listened very closely to our customers on what would make them comfortable. And there's a couple of different things. One is transparency and how we vet and bring these freelancers in, which we have a very solid process for vetting and looking into certifications and so on that we share with our customers. The second piece of that is implementing a layer of quality control across all projects where they're not just getting handed off to some random freelancer or random expert. They're actually able to interface with someone who works within Cyber Pop-Up and is an expert, and they're able to sort of provide that extra layer of trust as well.
I have a question in regard to your target market. I know you said small businesses, but small businesses fall across the spectrum, and sometimes small businesses don't even know that they need this this level of cybersecurity because they believe that the platforms that they're currently using, Shopify, all of that, has it for them. So is that market a part of what you're going after? How would you reach them? And then what would you offer them?
Yeah, sure. So we initially, when I started this, cast a very wide net. We weren't sure exactly who felt this pain the most. And I think it's through our first customers that we understood very clearly that it is those small businesses. So the way that we define it and what we go after are the small businesses who have a tech team or a tech person in-house but don't have a cyber expert. Because those are the ones where it's like that tech person is overwhelmed. They know they're facing different cybersecurity regulation issues and all kinds of things that they just either don't understand, don't have the skill set to deliver on, and don't have the bandwidth and so on. And so we specifically target people in that sort of sweet spot. And then in terms of how we get to them, so I talked about the channel partnership strategy that we have. So we very intentionally shifted from doing one-to-one direct sales with small businesses, which we were growing at a pretty steady pace, but we started focusing on how can we get this to scale. And that's where we sort of discovered our secret sauce on this partner side, where there's basically these organizations who work with thousands of small businesses. And because of the way that supply chain attacks work, like a small business can get hacked and that can lead them to jump over to a large business. Those large businesses are now trying to figure out how can we secure at scale all of these small companies that we're working with. And so we're going after that big partner that can bring us, thousands of customers at one point in time to solve their problem, and it in turn secures the small business, but we don't have to convince that small business because it's coming from their partner.
And what's your ask? Did we see a slide on what she's raising or asking? I don't think we did.
Yeah, so I'm formally right now raising a $3 million seed round. And so that's going to go towards our first milestone of onboarding 2 partners and reaching 4,000 customers. And the way that we're going to deploy that capital is by investing in our platform. There's an entire technology roadmap and vision around that, growing our team out more, and then also continuing to grow the freelancer base in a way that is, of course, trustworthy.
All right. Thank you so much. She had words.
I loved it. She didn't mention that VC is a target for her. Portfolios need this.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Like they need vendors as VCs to prove their worth, of course, outside of just dollars. Mm-hmm. But these companies that they're investing in, they need them to be compliant. Yeah. So that's a definite vertical for her. Right. And then from kind of my perspective as a customer, I want to chat. I love solving a practical problem. She was calling me out, that technical person who has the expertise, but not the expertise. That's me, and why we're doing this project. So I definitely love when I see a practical problem where I can feel the pain point. Yeah. Like I know so many businesses that have no idea if they're out of compliance or not. And it's really expensive to hire somebody in tech. So I'm really quite curious about her prices because she didn't talk about them. Mm-hmm. But, versus hiring a consultant, like how is it different? Mm-hmm. If I'm going to a CISO who will do a project with me via word of mouth from someone I trust versus going here and, wondering what the upside is for me to do that. And how's she going to attract these freelancers? Like, what is it that's making her platform so, interesting and desirable to them to be on there as, listed and, as experts. So, yeah, I'll send her my way.
I think she needs a salesperson. Mm-hmm. I think she's a relationship person, but she wasn't hardcore. Like I think that everybody needs salespeople, by the way. But if she had a salesperson, plus her personality with relationships and her expertise, because she was giving us the expertise. You could tell she was very confident and fluent in the way she was talking about it. So I think that the key for me would be like if that was a salesperson, we would have known the prices. Yeah, we would have known. We would have became customers. Right. Boom, boom. You know what I mean?
Y'all have signed up
right away,
immediately.
No question. Yeah. But it was good. I like that.
Yes, on me Lade. On me Lade.
I love it.
I love it.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you love and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, There's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown woman in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
All right, champions, we did it. Give me your final thoughts. Tell me what you're thinking. Bring it to me. Come on.
I think for me, I'm on the mentorship part, the coaching, with, just knowing the business, knowing the market, and knowing the expertise in that field. Outside of just running the business and just making money, all the ins and outs of how to come to properly pitch and just to know the information for your business. I think for me, that's what it was.
For me, mine's around marketing and kind of just knowing what lane you're going to pick to kind of run with versus we saw a lot of founders who had different aspects of different lanes and industries that they seem like they were all trying to attack at the same time. And they'll find that that's going to be very difficult to keep the quality standard and to keep moving forward when you are spread so thin. And so really focusing on like, what are key partnerships to get you to your next milestone? Like, how can you be lean with all of the free social that you can put out there yourself versus spending all that ad money and things like that, mentorship will really help with that, just making sure that they are thinking about it in the right way.
Yeah. This batch of founders, they need a little tweaking, a little polishing, the advice that they will take. I also saw like they weren't as coachable. They were really like, nah, and that will get you, it's hard in raising capital, period, because investors want to have people in their portfolio that are coachable. And so it's like just letting founders know, remember that like none of us, we don't know it all, but these companies were good. They were solid, couple of tweaks, we can get them somewhere for the most part. And so, hey, the rest of everybody else, y'all gonna have, Chicago's one to watch.
Okay. I really want them to know that they don't have to do it by themselves.
Yes.
Like that was like a theme that kept coming up. Like they were really hanging their hat on the solopreneur thing. And I'm just like, no, take your hat off that hook. We don't want to be on that hook. And I think it's just that narrative of I'm doing it by myself. I got to do it by myself. And I think once we kind of change that dynamic and get them to shift their thinking into, again, working on their business and not in it, then I think we'll see some tremendous growth. I want to thank Nike for sponsoring the BGV Chicago Pitch Competition. Thank you to all of the founders and the champions. You can follow us at Instagram at Black Girl Ventures and Twitter at B Girl Ventures. We also have online communities on Facebook and BGV Connect. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to vote with your dollars at Razorfy.co. I'll see you soon.